So let's start lying down, any comfortable position. Right. Just to mention, at some point I might lose my headset. I don't think I will, but it's possible. So there might be a quick exchange there for the other mic. All right. So once you find a comfortable place here on the earth, take a moment here to check in with your body first. Notice if there's a part of your body calling out for your attention. Maybe there's something starting, a headache, tension somewhere in the body. Maybe there's a part of you that is calling out for your attention. So there's no judgment. We never ever come to class to judge ourselves. Just notice. Mm, I feel like we should do a quick meditation here. Um, and it's going to be around love. So I invite you to bring to mind someone that you love and care for unconditionally. It may be a family pet or a family member or a friend. I invite you to picture their face. Think about their beneficial qualities. What do you love about them? Think about how they make you feel. And then try and feel what's coming up in your body. Notice where you feel sensation. What kind of sensation is it? Can you hold that feeling in your body? And slowly release the image of the person who inspired that feeling. Notice how you are able to hold that feeling without the person or pets or whomever inspired it, without that image of them. Notice how that feeling comes from within you and is not dependent on anyone else. And then perhaps you take that feeling and you send that love to whatever part of you is asking for love. What part of you has been calling out for your attention? Or maybe you just send it to your entire self. As we go through our practice today, I invite you to continue connecting to that feeling of love. If you notice that maybe you have lost it, perhaps you return to that image of the one who inspired it. And continue sending that love to yourself, to any part of your body that needs it, or maybe just to your entire being. Okay, let's make some small movements here in fingers and toes. Rolling around wrists and ankles. Excuse me. Perhaps you take a big stretch here. And then hugging both knees in towards your chest. Find whatever movements feel good for you right now. Maybe it's circles. Maybe it's rocking side to side. All right, let's take a happy baby here. So both feet come up towards the sky, knees are bent. See if you could bring your knees out towards the sides of your body, activating your feet. So slightly curl back the toes, grabbing a hold of either the backs of the thighs, maybe somewhere at the lower leg, or maybe at the feet. Oh, be nice and gentle. Perhaps you find rocking motion here. So know that your happy baby at the beginning of your practice will always look different than your happy baby at the end of your practice. So you may not come as far as you normally do. All right, 2 more rounds of breath. And we're going to release the feet to the earth. Slowly rolling over to one side, whichever side is calling for you. And then you're going to make your way into tabletop. And back into child's pose. So take any variation that feels good for you in your legs, maybe knees together or knees apart. Taking deep inhales and long, slow exhales. All right, so from your child's pose here, I invite you to find a little bit of a variation coming up onto the fingertips. So arms are out long, sorry, coming up onto the fingertips, and then melt the heart back down towards the earth. Soften the shoulders. All right, one more round of breath here. And then making your way into your tabletop pose. So we're going to find some torso circles here. So I always get this mixed up when I start talking about it. Let's do this. So let's bring the hips out towards the left side, looking over the left side. So there's the beginning of our circle. So ribs are coming out to the right side. And then you're going to round your spine, come to center, come into a cow pose, tuck the chin, tuck the tailbone. And then move over to the other side. Ribs come out to the left. Maybe you look over to the right, hips to the right. And then allow the belly button to come down towards the earth. Come into a cow pose. Tailbone to the sky, shoulders roll back and down. And then just continue moving in this shape here. Make circles. It may not look the same as you go. Maybe like me and it looks more like a wave, but that's okay. All right, see if you can go the opposite direction. You know, not all yoga teachers are graceful. All right, we're going to come back to center here. All right, a slight break here for our wrists. So come back once again into your child's pose. This time, bring the arms out long. And then walking the arms over towards the right side of the mat. Maybe walk the left hand away. Sink and settle here. We're going to find a little bit of a twist here. So right hand is going to stay down. Maybe you walk it a little bit closer to you. If you need to, left hand reaches up towards the sky, only as far as you feel comfortable. Keeping the hips back. And gently bringing that left hand back down towards the earth. Let's walk the hands over through center and over towards the left side. Right hand walks away, melting the right side body down. We'll find that twist on the other side, or right hand reaches up towards the sky. You can always walk the fingers in or come up onto fingertips if you need to find this twist. Excuse me. And then hand comes back down towards the earth, come back into your tabletop pose. All right, balancing cat. So just a reminder, in your tabletop or anytime you have your hands on the earth, gripping your fingers into the earth, and try and find a little bit of a cup in your hands, in the palms of your hands. Our balancing cat. We'll bring the right leg out long behind us and reach that right leg nice and long, activate the right foot. Draw the navel in, push your body away from the earth. And then perhaps the left arm comes forward. Find your balance. Just to make things a little bit spicy, let's find 3 cat-cow crunches. So round your spine, tuck your chin in towards, tuck your knee in towards your elbow. And then come back out, get again, long balancing cat. Exhale, round the spine, knee to elbow. There, got it this time. Come back into your balancing cat. Last one, rounds, knee and elbow meet or come close to each other, and then come back into your balancing cat and back into your tabletop. Other side, left leg comes long, activate the left foot, reach it nice and long, draw the belly button in, push your hands into the earth to push away, and then right arm comes out in front. Find your balance. So if balance is difficult in balancing cat, you can always try and curl the back toes under. I don't know, that makes it easier for me. It may or may not for you. You may also need a wider stance, bringing the hand out a little bit. All right, let's find those crunches here around the spine, knee to elbow. Back into balancing cat. Around the spine, knee to elbow. Round, tuck the chin in. Balancing cat. One more time. And crunch. Back into your balancing cat. Back into your tabletop pose. And then into child's pose. Send that love to wherever you need to send it. Have you lost that connection to that sensation of love? Maybe bring back the person, the image of the person who inspired it, or animal. All right, our quote: courage is very important. Like a muscle, it is strengthened by use. The mantra: I stand up for what I believe in. I stand up for what I believe in. Slowly making your way back into your tabletop pose. All right, side plank. We have lots of options here for our side plank. So one option is we're going to come over onto the right side. So right wrist is underneath the right shoulder. So first option, we're going to kickstand that right foot back, and we're going to come onto the right side, extend the left leg long. Left hand maybe reaches up towards the sky, or maybe even reaches towards the front of the mat. Find length here. Okay. Maybe if you want, you can keep that right leg tucked under rather than kickstanding it back. Let's find a couple rounds of breath. And then we're going to move over to the other side, and then we'll come back. And I'll give you a couple more options depending on where you want to go. All right, beautiful. Let's come back to tabletop. And then over to the other side, left shoulder over the wrist. Maybe you kickstand the left foot behind you. Maybe you keep that foot tucked under. For balance, you can always tuck the toes of the left foot under. Right hand reaches up towards the sky or maybe towards the front of the mat. So we don't want to collapse in on the left arm, arm that's supporting us. Push away from the earth. Let's come back to our tabletop. We're going to come back to the right side. So maybe taking one of those first two options, or perhaps stepping the left foot out towards the side of the mat, toes point out towards the side. Shifting your weight into your right hand, curl the back toes under, and then come over to the pinky toe edge of the right foot. Left hand comes up. If it's in your body today, maybe you send both feet back. If you happen to come out, it's okay. Come on back in. Let's find 2 more rounds of breath. And then slowly come back into tabletop. And over to the other side. So what variation would you like to take here on this side? Send the hips up towards the sky. Remember that self-love? 2 more rounds of breath. And then gently come back into your tabletop pose. Back into child's pose. Our quote, great things are done by a series of small things brought together. Our mantra, I love who I am becoming. I love who I am becoming. All right, let's make our way into a tabletop pose. And then we're going to come into standing. So however feels comfortable for you, maybe you come back first into your downward dog and then slowly walk your feet up. Coming into a forward fold at the top of your mat, feet are hip distance apart. Find a slight bend or deep bend in your knees, softening the upper body down towards the earth. Maybe you sway. All right, let's come into a halfway lift. Hands come to shins or thighs, flat back, draw the navel in, crown of the head reaches forward. Exhale to fold. Inhale, arms come out to the side. Reverse swan dive up into extended mountain. Shoulders roll back and down the spine. And exhale, hands come to heart center. I love who I am becoming. A great time for my neighbor to cut his lawn. Okay. All right, so mountain pose, feet are hip distance apart. Inhale, extended mountain. Exhale, flat back swan, diving down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale to fold. We're gonna take a big step back here with the left foot and coming up into warrior two. So back foot's parallel to the back of the mat, front foot intersects with the middle of the back foot or wherever it feels comfortable. Bend into that front knee, squaring the hips towards the side of the mat, the long edge of the mat. All right, let's find a side angle here. Right forearm comes to the right thigh, left arm reaches up and over. Take a couple rounds of breath here. And then notice what's going on with your rib cage. Are you rolling forward? So maybe taking that left hand, bring it to the underside, the right side of the rib cage to help you roll open. And bring that arm back up and over. Windmilling the arms back to warrior two. Backhand comes down, front palm turns up, reach up and over. Peaceful warrior or reverse warrior. Okay, hands come back into your warrior two. We're gonna straighten the front leg. Reach with the front hand. Hand comes down to either thigh, shin, a block, or the earth triangle pose. So triangle was one of our poses. Oops. So notice what's going on with your rib cage once again. Are you rotating forward? We want to open that rib cage. Bending into the front knee, windmilling the arms back up into warrior two. All right, our half moon, are we ready? So if you want, you can grab a block. And then we're gonna use the block as like extension for our arms. And we're gonna bring the block or the hand out in front of that front foot and over to the right. When you're ready, you're gonna shift your weight into that right foot. Left foot comes up behind you. Rotate the rib cage open. Left hand reaches up towards the sky. Finding a place to focus on that isn't moving. If you want to make it a little bit more challenging, maybe the right hand comes up off the block. Ooh, 2 more rounds of breath. And then very slowly bend into that front knee, step the left foot back. See if you can come back into your warrior two. And then spinning the feet so they're parallel to the short edges of the mat. Bring our hands to our waist. Inhale to lengthen the spine and exhale, hinging forward from the hips. Wide-legged forward fold. Hands come wherever is comfortable for you, maybe somewhere on your legs, to a block, to the earth. Taking deep inhales, long, slow exhales. Whenever you're ready, hands come to your waist. Inhale to lengthen your spine, coming up with a flat back. Okay, so we're gonna turn our toes towards the front of the mat. We're gonna set up warrior one stance. So right foot to the right side of the mat, left foot comes to the earth. Toes are going to point up towards the top left corner of the mat. Okay, but we wanna shorten our stance because we're gonna come into our pyramid pose. So we don't want too far back. You'll know when you come down if it's too far. Okay, so a little bit shorter stance than you normally would in your warrior one. We're gonna straighten the front leg, micro bend in the front knee, squaring the hips towards the front of the mat. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale, hinging forward with a flat back. So bringing your hands to your hips if they aren't already there. Rolling the right hip back with your hands. Left hip will come forward. If you need to shorten your stance, feel free to do so. And then hands come wherever's comfortable, maybe somewhere on your leg, to blocks or the earth. Try and keep that right hip rolling back. So tucking your chin in toward your chest if that feels good for you. I wish I could remember what it was. It's something about this that says to our body to soften. Relaxing into the pose. Let's find one more round of breath here. Keeping that slight micro bend in the front knee. Maybe you bring your hands back to your hips, lengthen your spine, come on up. Okay, we're going to shift our weight into that right foot. I'm sure the right leg's starting to say, this is enough. And then picking the left foot up off the earth, send that left knee forward. We're going to come into our dancer pose. So send the left foot back behind you. Activate the foot. All right, important to keep that foot active the whole time. So Barbie toes or Ken toes. Chad. Okay, we're going to bring the left hand back to either the top of the foot, if that's where it needs to be, the shoelaces. But if you can, bring it to the inside, inner arch of the foot. So this will help to rotate that shoulder open, the left shoulder. Send the knee down towards the earth. Maybe this is it. Maybe this is as far as you want to go. Perhaps the right arm comes up towards the sky. Soften the shoulder. Maybe you start to kick that right foot back, no, left foot back behind you. Continue activating the foot and kick the foot into the hand. Keep sending the knee down. One more round. Ooh, no, more than one more. Let's do 3 more rounds of breath here. And then releasing that foot to the earth. Come into mountain pose, shake out the right foot. All right, finding your mountain pose. So remember, take a break if you need to, take a drink. All right, mountain pose at the top of your mat. Can we remember all that on the other side? Inhale, extended mountain. Exhale, swan diving down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale to fold. Stepping the right foot back, parallel to the back of the mat. Warrior 2 legs, windmilling the arms up. So we're turning our upper body towards the long edge of the mat. Bending into the front knee, making sure it's over the ankle in line with the second or third toe. Let's find our side angle. Left forearm comes to left thigh. Right arm reaches up and over. If it's more comfortable to reach up towards the sky, totally okay. Rather than reaching the hand towards the front of the mat. Still bend into that front knee. Notice what's going on with your rib cage. Maybe right hand comes to the left side of the rib cage to roll the rib cage open towards the sky in that direction. Windmilling the arms back to warrior 2. Back hand comes down, front palm flips up, reaching that arm up and over, find length along the left side of the body. Reverse warrior, peaceful warrior. Windmilling the arms back to warrior 2, straightening the front leg. Be sure to square the hips again towards that long edge of the mat. Reaching forward with the left hand. And then find your triangle. Again, if you need to, use the right hand to open the rib cage towards the side of your mat. I love who I am becoming. One more round of breath here. And then bending into the front knee, windmilling your arms back to warrior two. Find your block again. Half moon on this side. So we're going to place the block in front of the foot and over towards the left side. So we're going to bring that the block forward, picking up the right leg. Turning the body towards the side of the mat. In my head, I had it in a different spot, but that's okay. So maybe you take the left hand up off the block. All right, self-love, remember? Even if you fall, it doesn't matter. All right, let's slowly bend into that front knee, step the left foot back into our warrior two. And then we're gonna windmill, turn our feet so that they're parallel to the sides of the mat. Hands come to hips once again. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale, forward fold, wide-legged forward fold. Hands come wherever you wish. All right, we're going to do a little variation here. So coming into a halfway lift, hands are going to come out in front. So you're making kind of like an L shape here in your body. Hands can come to a block if you wish. And then we're slowly going to come over towards the right side. So hands can come over maybe to your right thigh, maybe to the right shin or around the foot. Inhale to lengthen your spine and exhale, hinging towards that right leg. Let's bring the hands back to center. And then over towards the other side. Hands come to either thigh, shin, wherever is comfortable. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, hinging from the hips, folding towards the left leg. Slowly making your way back to center. And fold. All right, let's bring our hands to our waist. Inhale, lengthen the spine, come on up. And we're going to turn towards the front of the mat once again, coming into warrior one stance. Left foot comes over towards the left side. Right foot comes to the earth, toes point up towards the right corner. Remember, shorter stance, feet a little bit closer together than usual. We're going to straighten that front leg, squaring the hips towards the front of the room, front of the mat. Inhale, lengthening the spine. Exhale, hinging forward with a flat back. Once you find a comfortable place, using the left hand to roll the left hip back. Again, if you need to shorten your stance, bring that right foot forward. We're keeping a slight micro bend here in the front knee. And then hands come wherever you want. Legs, chin, blocks the floor. And continue rolling that left hip back. Maybe you tuck the chin. So if you want to feel a little more, pushing the big toe of the left foot into the earth. Our pyramid. Our first mantra was, I stand up for what I believe in. And the second one, I love who I am becoming. All right, let's place the hands on the hips, lengthening the spine. Come on back up. You're going to shift your weight into that front foot. Right foot comes up, knee comes forward. Activating the right foot, send the right foot back. Finding either the shoelace portion of the foot or maybe hand comes towards the inner arch of the right foot. Keep that right foot active and trying not to lock out the left knee. Send the right knee down towards the earth. Maybe this is it. Maybe this is enough for you. If you want, start to kick that right foot into your hand, kick it back. Keep the foot active. Continue sending the knee down. Find a place to focus on that isn't moving. Self-love, find that love in your body. Maybe picture that person who inspired it. That's fine. 2 more rounds of breath here. And then releasing the foot to the earth. Give it a shake. Shake everything out. All right, guess what? We only have 3 left. Ready? So finding your way towards the front of your mat once again. Find your mountain pose. Let's take a moment to maybe close the eyes, bring the hands to heart center. Connecting once again to that feeling of love. Send it to a part of you that maybe is calling for it. Perhaps to your entire being. We don't come to our mat to judge ourselves, to do things perfectly. We come here to explore, to practice, to see what comes up. All right. Whenever you're ready, opening your eyes. On your inhale, bringing the arms up towards the sky, extended mountain. Exhale, flat back swan, diving down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale to fold. Bending the knees, take a big step back here with the left foot and lowering the left knee to the earth. We're going to walk the right foot over towards the right side of the mat. And then you're going to point the toes out a little bit towards the right. Okay, we want to keep this right foot active the entire time. So we're coming into lizard, sorry. We want to keep this right foot active the entire time to protect the right knee. Okay, so hands are going to come to the inside of the right foot. Maybe this is enough for you, or maybe you need to walk the back leg back a little bit to feel a stretch here. Gentle, gentle stretch first along the front of the left thigh. So in your lizard pose, you can keep the knee where it is, Or if you want to, allowing the knee to drop out towards the right side. We want to keep a straight line between the foot, ankle, and shin and calf, the lower part of the leg. Don't lose the activation of the right foot. Maybe you stay here, or maybe you come down onto blocks or the earth. Could be just the left side first. Maybe the right side follows. All right, so we don't want sharp shooting pain. If there is sharp shooting pain, please back out, come out. Make sure to activate the right foot as you do so. But you're gonna notice sensations, which are okay. No sharp shooting pain, no burning, but you may get to the point where you're saying, I don't want to be here anymore. Can you breathe through it? Be okay with where you are. This is one way that we can build resilience. Know that I'll let you out eventually, but you can also come out if you need to early. Now I said the same cards always come up. Our quote, the quality of your life comes down to the thoughts that you think on a regular basis. The mantra, I am forgiving and my cash, let me try that again. I am forgiving and my compassion replaces anger with love. I am forgiving and my compassion replaces anger with love. Maybe you're angry at me for keeping you in this pose. Can you replace that anger with love? Even if it's just love for yourself. You don't have to love me, it's okay. 3 more rounds of breath. Then keeping the right foot active. If you're on the earth on forearms, right hand comes to the earth. Left hand follows. Gently bring that right foot back to the earth. And then we're going to come into a tabletop pose. All right, from here, we're going to find a hero pose. So quite the opposite stretch here. And then we'll find all that on the other side. So in the hero pose, I'm going to give you lots of options because everybody's a little bit different depending on knee issues and stuff. So our hero pose, some people prefer knees together, feet come out wide. And if you're able to, bringing the feet out wide enough so that the hips come down towards the earth. And some people are more comfortable with knees wide. Also know that you can find blocks, pillows, whatever it may be to place underneath your sits bones if that's where you prefer to be. So if you have knee issues, I encourage you to stay up or maybe just slowly bring the hands back. I also encourage you to sit on something if you have knee issues. All right, so you know your body the best. I want you to be very gentle with your knees, please. Love your knees. So maybe you're gonna stay upright. Or if your hips happen to come down towards the earth, perhaps you start to walk back onto forearms. If it's in your body, maybe you come all the way down onto your back. I have cranky knees, so I'm going to stay up. I am forgiving, and my compassion replaces anger with love. Okay, if you are on your back, very slowly start to come back onto your forearms. From forearms coming back up onto your hands. And all of us are slowly going to come back to kneeling. Remove the prop if you have one. And come into your tabletop pose. If you need to, maybe extend one leg long, give it a shake. And then the other leg. All right, we're going to come into lizard on the other side from here, stepping the left foot forward to the outside of your hands to the left side of the mat, or you walk it over. If you need to, maybe you walk the back foot back a little bit, back leg. So little tip here for you, if you have knees that are like mine and they hate being flat on the earth here, with the top of the right foot down towards the earth, it's okay to curl the toes under for a little bit more stability. So we're going to turn the toes of the left foot out, activate the left foot. Maybe this is it. Maybe this is as far as you go. Perhaps you allow that knee to drop out to the side, keeping a straight line, foot, ankle, shin. Maybe you find a couple rounds of breath here. Perhaps you fold down into it. Right forearm first, left forearm follows. You can always bring forearms to a bolster or blocks instead of the earth. Softening here. I am forgiving, and my compassion replaces anger with love. Scared is what you're feeling. Brave is what you're doing. I overcome my fears by confronting them. I overcome my fears by confronting them. Two more rounds of breath. Activating that front foot. You're on forearms, left hand to the earth, right hand follows. Bringing that left foot to the earth. We're going to come back into our tabletop pose. Back into kneeling. All right, let's find hero one more time. Find your prop if you need to sit on it. Where does it feel comfortable for you to have your legs? We want to protect our knees here. Come back only as far as you feel comfortable. Listening to your body. Always know that poses are just suggestions. Come into something else if you wish, or take a break. I overcome my fears by confronting them. Let's find 2 more rounds of breath. If you're on your back, come to your forearms. Nice and slow. Forearms to hands. Exhale, slowly come back to kneeling. Removing your prop if you have one. And we're going to come to seated. Last pose. Seated twist. Bring the legs out long. Give them a little bit of a shake. All right, so we're going to draw the right foot in. I'm sitting up nice and tall here. Find your sits bones. Maybe the right foot stays where it is. Perhaps it crosses over to the left side. As long as the foot comes to the earth, flat on the earth, sorry. Maybe you stay here, or maybe you tuck the left leg under, as long as the hips are on the earth and the foot is still on the earth. So we're going to be turning towards our right side, that front leg. So we'll bring the left arm or hand around that right knee. Right hand comes behind you. Inhale to lengthen. We're going to go in 4 parts. Exhale, turning from the waist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, turning from the low ribs. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, turning from the shoulders. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, turning the head. The left arm can be wrapped around that right knee if that's comfortable, or maybe outer edge of the left elbow comes to the outer edge of the right thigh, knee. Continue sitting up nice and tall. Every inhale, lengthen. Every exhale, maybe you find a little more space to turn, or maybe you just imagine it. Do one more card. I don't think so. Let's find one more round of breath here. And then on your next inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, coming back to center. All right, we're going to uncross the legs. Maybe give them a shake if you need to. Drawing the left foot in. Finding your sits bones here. Foot can stay in, maybe crosses over. Know that this side might be different from the first side. Totally okay. Tucking the right foot under if that's comfortable for you. Left hand behind you, right hand or arm around that front leg. Inhale, lengthening the spine. Exhale, turning from the waist. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, turning from the low ribs. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, turning from the shoulders. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, turning the head. Next card. We can do anything we want if we stick to it long enough. It's Helen Keller. The quote, the mantra, I will always find ways to get back on track and reach my destination. I will always find ways to get back on track and reach my destination. On your next inhale, lengthening your spine. And exhale, come back to center. Cross your legs, give them a shake. And then let's come down onto the earth, Shavasana, or any final resting shape that feels good for you. Once you find your way into a comfortable place on the earth, connecting once again to your body. Notice if there's a part of your body calling out for your attention. Finding that love once again in your body. That sensation, see if you can connect to it. Where do you feel it? What does it feel like? Sending that love to whatever part of you is calling it, or to your entire being. The mind is what the mind is fed. The more I breathe deeply, the more calm I find. The more I breathe deeply, the more calm I find. I stand up for what I believe in. I love who I am becoming. I am forgiving, and my compassion replaces anger with love. I overcome my fears by confronting them. I will always find ways to get back on track and reach my destination. The more I breathe deeply, the more calm I find. All right, so it's a quick Shavasana today, but if you feel like you would like to stay in Shavasana a little bit longer, please feel free to do so. If you would like to come out, making some small movements in fingers and toes. Perhaps you take a big stretch. Making your way up to seated and lowering or closing your eyes. Connecting once again to love. Perhaps you send that love to someone else who you may feel needs it right now, or that you just wish to send it to. And I wish to send you all love, compassion, and kindness. The light in me sees and honors the light in each and every one of you. Thank you for joining me. Have a beautiful day.